Now, going over to the political part of the podcast, you have Charlie Kirk on House Bill H.R. 6090. Is free speech under attack? Well, yes, it is. Spoiler alert. Now, again, this comes to us thanks to his personal X-Twitter profile. Charlie says, quote, in response to campus anti-Israel protests, the House is rushing to grammar aside. I think what he has to say is intelligent, but I might change the words so I don't sound so silly. Because he says he has tutu, rushing tutu. But nevertheless, I don't think he's talking about like an apparel like a tutu. But nevertheless, I'll already start from the beginning. Quote, in response to campus anti-Israel protests, the House is rushing to vote on a new bill, H.R. 6090. This bill would officially define anti-Semitism so that the federal government can sue, prosecute, or sanction more people, businesses, and universities for supposed violations of civil rights law. I abhor anti-Semitism, but this bill is flagrantly unconstitutional and an appalling attack on the First Amendment. This bill would make it illegal to compare Israeli policies to Nazi policies. It would also make it illegal to describe Israel as racist. It would make it illegal to accuse an American citizen of being more loyal to Israel than the United States. All those behaviors might be stupid or repugnant, but they are indisputably protected by the First Amendment. Yet now, congressional Republicans are rushing to gut the First Amendment in order to pass a European-style ban on supposed hate speech. Rioters should be arrested. Unhinged Israel-hating students who take over buildings and refuse to leave should be expelled. I stand with Representative Thomas Massie. This bill is an affront to the Constitution and must not pass. And quote, getting 3.8 million views and 20,000 likes, which is quite a lot to say the least. Charlie Kirk also said, read the bill. And it goes actually onto another page. Or like most, spoiler, there are more. We usually just read over the comment section because a couple of these comments actually highlight it. Vivek Parody's account said, who wrote this? Netanyahu, getting 2.9 thousand likes. And yeah, spoiler alert, if you believe in the First Amendment, this is a disgusting bill. Now, we also have Goya Bean Groper saying, quote, this bill would make it illegal for Nick Fuentes to exist. These people truly hate us, unquote, getting 1.9 thousand likes. I don't know if it deserves that many. He's not wearing a suit. He's wearing some type of bomber jacket. Nevertheless, fashion faux pas aside, Vivek Parody account says, quote, apparently stating the historical fact that Jews were killed involved in killing Jesus is considered anti-Semitic. And this individual has highlighted part of the, part of the bill, and it says, using symbols and images associated with classical anti-Semitism, e.g. claims of Jews killing Jesus or blood libel to characterize Israel or Israelis. They got 1.7 thousand likes. Classical Group says only an occupied nation would this happen, getting 1.2 thousand likes. Syrian Girl says, quote, we kept telling you for years that the Zionists are the real threat to free speech. The libs and their victimhood Olympics were just a cover for Zionists who see the winner of the victimhood Olympic. Why do you still carry water for Israel when they occupy our nation? Mask off. Getting 4,000 likes. Nike says, quote, saying that Jews have dual loyalty will be a prosecutable offense. Why would people say that? And it has a picture of a GOP lawmaker wears Israeli uniform to Capitol Hill. Currently, Representative Brian Mast getting 566 likes. Last known survivors, and quote, any curtailing of speech that doesn't explicitly call for violence is a violation of the First Amendment. People have the right to say awful things. This bill opens the door for silencing criticism of every protected group. It will snowball rapidly. In 245 likes, which, yes, by now, there's more examples than I could count in terms of it's not the slippery slope theory, it's just the slippery slope. And yes, this would be used to basically ban all speech that anyone could possibly deem offensive, but truth be told, that's the most important speech to be protected by the First Amendment because that's the one that needs protecting. No one needs freedom of speech to say the sky is blue, or grass is nice, or I like sunsets, or no one's going to care about that speech. It's uncontroversial. It doesn't need to be protected. And although I find it, obviously, anti-Semitism is visually disgusting, and I abhor it as well. This speech about the critique of other cultures and even saying you don't like them, that's protected under the First Amendment. You might not like it, but that is what our founding fathers wanted. They wanted freedom of speech for all. Now, East Dozer says, quote, really makes you think, and it says, if I were part of a group responsible for pornography, usury, communism, Holodomor, slave trade, hijacking mass media, open borders. I'd want hate speech laws too, getting 544 likes. Let's see, Winter Rewind says, quote, that's ultimately what their goal is following all these uprising is a power grab. And it's a speech of Malcolm X saying a reminder of Malcolm X about who Democrats really are. And that got 214 likes. Going down here. There you go. MIS said, quote, this is the official definition of anti-Semitism. This bill is very dangerous. Some of the highlights include using symbolisms associated with classic anti-Semitism. Also, accusing Jewish citizens of being more loyal to Israel or the alleged priorities of Jewish worldwide than the interests of their own nations, unquote. So those are two other parts of the bill that were highlighted. He also says, or highlighted another part that says, quote, making dehumanizing, demoralizing, or stereotypical allegations that Jews as such or the power of Jews as a collective, such especially but not exclusively, the myth about world Jewish conspiracy of Jews controlling the media, economy, government, and other social institutions. Which, again, it's one of those things where you might not like conspiracy theories, you might not like these statements about them, but again, that's why the First Amendment exists, is to protect the speech that isn't popular. Now, that did get 820 likes. Amy said also never vote for the government, no matter how well intended it is, getting 344 likes, which, again, as cliche as it sounds, we all know the old saying, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. Carolina says this bill would make this movie illegal. It looks like it's the not the Mel Gibson one, but the film even before his time with Passion of the Christ, I believe. That got 373 likes, which, yeah, a lot of people are starting to also allege that this is also going to ban some parts of the Bible as well. Do one or two more here. Let's see, Amy Lou Who says, I just called my representative, GOP majority whip, and asked him to vote against this bill. It's unconstitutional. And see some type of movie gif or just says shame, shame, shame. Okay, 116 likes. Garrick Ike. He is, let's see here. He says, quote, the 51 states of Israel getting 464 likes. Let's see here. Freedom of speech says, quote, so damn right on, comment, follow, like, tweet. His picture of Julian Assange, and Julian Assange says, quote, apparently, it's a quote from him, it says, forget Russia, the real threat to America comes from Israel and the Israel lobby. It got 93 likes. Again, it'd be nice if they actually linked some more of these, more evidence if they had it here. Raylan says 1690 also persecutes and makes Christianity illegal. The whole bill is trash because of number 9. They can't make it simple. They just can't make it simple ever. I got 31 likes. Here. Do one or two more. Rebel Rowe says they couldn't use the power of the purse to close the border and protect us. If they want us to protect Jewish students. First, sorry. No, not sorry. I said it. I'm getting 69 likes. And again, this is probably one of the most important bills we've seen in our lifetime. And again, do you think people are overreacting? Do you think this is, in fact, an attack on the First Amendment? Are you concerned? Again, in terms of implications and, the age-old saying, like I said, there's no such thing as we used to think as, it's just, it loses me at the moment. But the slippery slope, I don't know how many people really think it's a theory. It's every category, every instance we've seen it, is just proven to be true. I'm not sure if we should even call it a theory anymore. It's just a slippery slope fact. So, even though people are saying this has good intentions, and again, anti-Semitism is disgusting, morally vacuous to say the least, doesn't mean you should be able to critique a country's political policies. I mean, that's, in politics, that's how the best solutions are supposed to be chosen. You talk about, even if, traditionally people are left and right, might not, agree with their methodology to fix a problem, but part of the, used to be the debate and the cultural philosophies and discussions, which I'm not sure how many they really have in DC these days, but it used to be talking about, hey, which policies do we think will be most effective to fix a problem? Now, unfortunately, I don't think they do that much these days in DC. They mostly just create hot air. But again, more and more censorship has never led to a better society. And this is like, I don't know, the 9 millionth time I've referenced the book on the show. But one of the best books in history is 1984 by George Orwell, where he was famously tortured, or the character was famously tortured, and they were acquiesced and said they had to say 2 + 2 = 5. And every time he said 4, they would electrocute him. Spoiler: it's not a very happy book. It's quite bleak, but it is also even sadder when you consider modern society is worse in a couple ways than the actual book. So let me know, do you think this situation is being blown out of proportion? Do you agree that's an attack on the First Amendment? As always, I would be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in today. Don't forget to take the time to like, subscribe, and comment. Also, sharing the video is a great way to assist as well. And lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.